will give you an easy death. يعني حسن الخاتمة. Istighfar to them will raise their ranks in Jannah. What shall I do to my parents? The Prophet Muhammad says, hadith is in Bukhari, a man saw his place high in Jannah, ranks, was elevated ranks in Jannah, high. And then he asked, Ya Rabbi, how did I get so high? How did I get this level? This level. هذا بفضل دعاء واستغفار ابنك لك. This is through the istighfar of your son to you. Allah gave it to him. This is through the istighfar of your son to you. يعني the more istighfar you make for your son, asking Allah to forgive him, the more dua you make for your father. يعني when they pass away, or your mother, when they pass away, making dua for them, that dua will raise them high ranks in Jannah. If your parents have passed away, make dua for them. Because that dua, Allah through it, will raise them high levels in Jannah. You may ask, what can I do for my parents? There's so much you can do if they passed away. Something like dua, always. Or maybe performing Hajj or Umrah on their behalf. Or giving sadaqah on their behalf. Or planting a tree on their behalf. Or building a well on their name, on their behalf. This is sadaqah jariyah. Or be good to their friends like Umar ibn Khattab and Abdullah ibn Umar, who used to be, who used to serve and honor his father's friends. And he was asked that question. So he says, I'm doing it to get close to get, hasanat to my father. Why? Because I'm serving his friends so he can get hasanat. So my father get hasanat. Allah, 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 Allah. Look at the understanding of Abdullah, the son of Umar. These are some of the things that you can do for your parents if they have passed away. But if they are alive, imsak. Be smart right now, don't let it go. The opportunities every day, go and ask them for dua. Ask them to make dua for you. You never know. That dua, Allah could be again, like I said, the way to be paved to Jannah, insha'Allah ta'ala. And just so you know, I want to also mention the consequences quickly of dishonoring the parents. But you can tell me, Sheikh, what time, how much time do we have before Isha? Just so I time myself. 20 minutes. Allah. For adhan. Is adhan. Okay, طيب. We may, I'll try to كذا بس if I squeeze it, it's okay, inshallah. The consequences, we need to understand this. The consequences of dishonoring them, of being mean to them, of disobeying them. The Prophet Muhammad says 3 times, hadith in Bukhari. This hadith is narrated by Abi Bakr, not Abu Bakr Siddiq, Abi Bakr. قال عليه الصلاة والسلام, أولا أدلكم على أكبر الكبائر. Shall I tell you about the major sins? The major sins. The Sahaba said, yes, Allah, tell us about the major sins. He says, the first thing, he says, عقوق الوالدين. Dishonoring the parents is considered to be a major sin, because we have the concept of major and minor. Dishonoring the parents is considered to be major. Something major means it takes you to hellfire. Wallahi, you could come with mountains of charity. You could come with mountains of Hajj. Yes, I know what I'm saying. You could come with mountains of Hajj and charity and mountains of Salah. Of Salah. But because you've been dishonoring the parents, that person will be a loser. There's another hadith. Abdullah ibn Umar, he narrates, hadith reported by Imam al-Hakim in his Mustadrak, and in Nasa'i fi Sunan, that the Prophet Muhammad says, ثلاثة لا ينظر الله إليهم يوم القيامة. 3 kinds of people, Allah will not look at them in the day of judgment, which means they will be among the losers. You may come, like I said, with mountains of good, but Allah will not look at them. Why? The Prophet says 3 of them, 3 kinds of people. Well, Allah will not look at them in the day of judgment. Number 1, al-aqq li walidayh. The first one, al-aqq li walidayh, the one who dishonors his parents. It doesn't matter what good deed you do. It doesn't matter what khair you do, what sadaqah you do, what Quran you read, why sawm, why siyam, why la. If you have dishonored your parents, all that thing will be of no good to you. Because of the parents. Who said? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. You may say, Sheikh, but they're gone now, huh? And after I was so bad, what can I do to make up? Tawbah, first of all, of course. Tawbah. And do the things which I have said. Dua for them. Istighfar. Do some charity on their behalf. Charity on their behalf. Umrah, Hajj, build a tree somewhere, or tree, or a fruitful tree, or a well somewhere on their behalf, so that people are drinking from that water, and then every time they drink, the ajr goes to your parents. There's so many things that you can do. Again, another thing that will, consequence of disowning the parents, deprivation from Jannah. Of course, deprivation, you have prevented yourself from entering Jannah. And remember, my brothers and sisters, remember the saying that says, what goes around, comes around. In Arabic, we say, if'al ma shi't, because the Prophet says, kama tadinu tudam. If'al ma shi't. Whatever goes around, comes around. You know what that means? Have you ever heard whatever goes around, comes around? Well, however you treat your parents today, Allah may bless you or afflict you with kids that will treat you exactly the same. Wallahi, we've seen it with our own eyes. With our own eyes, there's so many examples. What goes around, comes around. So you need to rethink, inshallah ta'ala, and reassess, your treatment to your parents, your relationship with your parents, and try to strengthen that relationship before it's too late. My brothers and sisters, do children have any rights? I need to move to the children now. Just to be fair. Fair. Parents. Who are parents here? Raise your hands. Parents. Do our children have any rights?
Yes.
Yes? Do they have rights? حقوق? Do we say this حقوق to them? Or they are, or who define these rights? Islam defines the rights. Alright, let's talk about that. Let me ask you some questions. Do our children have any rights before we just something to think about, inshallah ta'ala, right? Again, eventually we want to improve our relationship with our children. Do you spend quality time with your kids? Quality time. Yes, we do. We all sit and watch TV. And, take the remote control, make tasbih, and the kids are there, and they're there sitting, and with quality time, with the kids. Do you spend, think. Do you spend quality time with your kids? How do you talk to your kids? Oh, my brother. How do you talk to your kids? Do you have any kids? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Do you talk to him or her? Her. Okay. Do you talk to her or at her? To her. How do you talk? Is it like, I was giving a lecture just like this a long time ago at another masjid, and then one of my students came to me and said, Sheikh, my father, I have this big issue. My mother wants me to marry this girl. Oh, we do that. I'm going to speak some other language. I'm going to kick something here now. My mother wants me to marry my cousin from back home. Back home. I don't want to marry her, Sheikh. I don't want to marry her, he says. But my mother, she insists. And his father was there. And his father is also a student of mine. He used to come to me. So I called the father. He says, come. Your son is saying, what is this? I said, yeah, Sheikh, it's not me. What is the mom? The father miskin is a sheep. Nah. He's a good father. He's a good man. He's a good man. No, he's not. He's a good man. So his mom is saying, if you don't marry her, the mom is saying she's going to commit suicide. Well, and this is like, she wants to die because this marriage has to happen. It's a family thingy. When your father comes to you and says, you either marry your cousin Fatima or your cousin Fatima. I'm giving you two options. Choose one. He already gave you two options. Fatima or Fatima, the same girl. Pick one. Yeah. So, how do we talk at our kids? I'm your dad, you listen to me. I'm your mom, you listen to me. I know, you do not know. I know, you don't know. This is how we talk to them. I'm just trying to raise some questions here. Some of the kids and some of the youth are already smiling, maybe because something is happening there. Do you play with your kids? Do you have fun with them? Do you have fun with your parents? Yeah. Yeah, what kind of fun? Play sports like cricket? Basketball? Or really your father plays a little bit, you shoot some hoops and stuff with your father? That's not, huh?
Yeah.
Are you teaching?
Yeah.
Oh, mashallah. Yeah, it's alright. Does your father play? I didn't ask you, man, I asked your kids. Because your father said, yeah. No, I'm asking him. Your father? Really? He plays what kind of games? You don't know. Because your father said yes, he said, may Allah forgive you. Something like this. Do you give praise to your children when they do something good? You praise them and give them encouragements, mashallah, things like that, or whatever, they try to do something and then they fail, and then you just give it to them and on their head, you're a failure, this, you're that, you can never do something good, you're a loser. Well, you give them some praise. Do you always insist, oh yeah. Do you always insist on having the last word? You can't lie about this, man. Huh? The wife? No, I'm talking about the kid. The wife, she's the boss, man. Come on. Do you always insist on having the last word? Do you always insist on having the last word? Yes. Sometimes. But all the time. Sometimes. Even if you're wrong. I'm never wrong, I'm a dad. Just think. Here's some of the, after talking to a lot of youth and kids, so I collected some information from them as to what is really wrong, what do they complain about? Some of the things they complain about. They say, my parents do not understand me. One of the missed complaints I hear about from the youth, my parents don't understand me. They don't understand where I'm coming from. I go to school, understand is not speaking the language. They speak your language, but it's another language that we need to talk to, need to understand the language of our kids. They don't understand. They've totally no clue of what I'm going through. They don't understand me. Here's one complaint. Another complaint is, they do not have time for me. Mom, her time is the kitchen or the mirror. The mirror, the mirror? She's fond of the mirror 24/7. The maskhara or whatever, the mirror. Or kitchen. Wala friends, wala outside. No time. The father thinks he's a minister of finance. His thing is to come and pay the bills. He comes from work, he's busy, he gets a bite to eat, goes again, take the remote control and make the speech, with it, flipping channels, watching TV, and then he goes to sleep. Nobody got time for me, I'm busy, work, they're busy, I'm busy. I'm also in my room. I'm in my room, on my tablet, on my phone. Sometimes I see parents with their children in restaurants, right? We go sometimes, and we see them. It's a time where you're supposed to be together and talk together to one another and whatnot. She's in her phone. The kid is on her phone. And then the press are looking at each other. The guys and the girls are chatting, and I don't know what they're doing on their phone. And then when the food comes, they eat and then on the phone. Eat and... Do you people do that? You guys do that? Do you do that? One time I was calling my daughter, and my wife said, and she didn't answer because she's in the... My wife said, text her. I said, oh Allah, I'm not texting her. Not in my house. I call her, she has to come. I call her, we start talking with text. Come mama, what do you want, Baba? I want to talk to you. We're talking. I said, I'm not doing that. I cannot permit that in my house. I cannot, we're family. Every time I call you, I have to send you a message, Baba, please wake me up. And then send her messages, I'll woke you up, You can't do that. It's just like we need sometimes, our kids need to grow up and not to grow up, and we need to grow up as well. I need a role model at home, but I cannot find one. I can't find one. Here's another complaint I get from the kids. I cannot find a role model. What happens? My mom, I go to school, hijab, my mother, she doesn't wear hijab. I learn about them in the masjid, about Salat al-Fajr, but my father doesn't wake up for Fajr. My mother doesn't wake up for Fajr. I heard about the importance of coming to the masjid. No, my parents don't come to the masjid. So I don't have a role model. I'm confused. I don't even know, because in the masjid I'm learning something, and then at home I'm seeing something different. I'm confused. Sometimes we confuse our own children. Do you want to make adhan, and then we can come? Because I still have a few more items to finish quickly. Huh? Yeah, make. Quickly. I learned professional lying at home. Is another complaint I know that from some of the youth and kids. I see always my mother lying to my father lying to my mother, and, so I learned lying from home. You are wondering why I'm not praying? Well, there's nobody praying at home. This is why I don't pray. Is another thing I learned, I got from there. Why am I not married till now? Because my father gave me two options: to marry my cousin or my cousin. Same one, Ahmed or Ahmed, from back home. Thanks to TV and Fasad book and movies and bad company for all the bad characters that I have. Here's another complaint I got from the kids. My role models are celebrities in sports and movies. Who's your role model? Really. Don't lie. Huh? Role model. You have a person that you use as a role model? Throw it. No, nobody. Who's your role model? Nobody. Who's your role model? You? Who's your role model? Your mom. Yes, salam. You see? Ajib. A lot of people don't say that. Why I don't understand the Quran? Well, my father's main concern that I must be a physician or an engineer. I'm from the Khan family. Gotta be a doctor or engineer or a doctor. Be a doctor or a doctor. The Khan family. The Khan. You have to be a doctor. A doctor. My parents have no clue to the challenges facing me. Is another thing I got from me. Even when Allah guided me, my father is against me attending halaqas or wearing a beard or wearing hijab. My father, my mother, just this is all together. My father wants me to shave my beard, or my mother wants me to remove hijab. Wallahi, one sister, she wrote something to me a long time ago. My mother is coming all the way from back home, traveling to Canada. She's crying, this girl. She heard I'm wearing hijab. She just heard I started wearing hijab. She took a flight all the way to come and beat me up because I'm wearing hijab. Look at this. My mother does not want me to wear the hijab till I marry. Here's another thing. Inshallah, once you get married, because if you wear hijab now, nobody will marry you. Huh? Nobody. Look at you. Well, wait until you wear hijab, until you get married, and then you can get married. What are the rights of the children? This is taken from Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu when a man came to him. Right? A man came to him and he says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, my son does not respect me, does not honor me. So Umar ibn Khattab, he says, let me call your son, I want to talk to him. And then the son says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I know my father has rights upon me. Do I have any rights upon my father? He says, yes. He says, tell me what are my rights over my father. He says, your right over your father is, number one, he has to pick a good name for you. He has to choose a good mom for you. And then he has to teach you Quran. He has to teach you deen. He has to teach you deen. He says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, how about if I tell you that my father did not do none of these? My mom, she doesn't care. The name he picked for me is not a good name. And then he did not teach me no Quran, no deen, no nothing. He doesn't even care. And then Umar ibn Khattab, he told the man, he says, you have dishonored your kid before he dishonored you. You have dishonored him. So kids, our children, they have rights upon us, and we need to understand and assume those rights before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come before him in the day of judgment, and will be held from our back, wallahi, from our neck. From our neck will be held. The children will say, Ya Rabbi, held him responsible. My father is responsible, my mother is responsible. We're not responsible. So this is something that we need to really, understand. And quickly, inshallah, that we can end this. If you want to improve and energize that relationship with your parents, lead by example. إذا أردت أن تكون إمامي فكن أمامي. If you want to be the imam, be in the front. So you need to learn how to lead by example, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was. Build emotion towards your children. When was the last time you told your child that you love him? When was the last time you told him, I love you? Does your father say that to you? Moment, he said that. Really, really? When was the last time he said that? Last year. Do you tell your children that you love them? You try. If you try, you have to do it. Did you tell your children that you love them? Please, this is very important. Very, very important. Wallahi, they say that, even the experts in this field of children pedagogy, they say our children, they are in need of more than money that we give them, more than the food that we feed them. They need our affection. They need our love. They need you to tell them how much you care and how much you love them. They really understand that and they really value it. You may not see it, you may not understand it, but really for them, it makes it very, 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 it's so important. ملك الموت is behind. Quickly وكذا. طيب خلاص إن شاء الله تعالى. May Allah Azza wa Jalla. There's a lot more to say. Maybe at some other time we can share that with you بإذن الله إن شاء الله تعالى. But in a nutshell, at the end, as we talked about parents, we have to talk about the children, and what we want is inshallah ta'ala to improve this relationship, so that inshallah ta'ala we want to go together to Jannah with our children. You cannot have a father, mashallah, who's in the high level in Jannah, and the child is not, or the child is in Jannah and the father is not. But we want to inshallah ta'ala improve that relationship here in this dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your homes, and I pray that Allah Azza wa Jalla make your homes like the homes of the Prophet Muhammad inshallah ta'ala. I ask Allah make your homes like the homes of the Sahaba. I ask Allah to bless your homes and bless your loved ones, and Allah Azza wa Jalla to put, to bless your health and wealth. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you all, with your children and your loved ones, the highest level in Jannah. Say Ameen. May Allah bless you all. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for coming and honoring us with your presence. Barakallahu feekum.